Nonnas versus chefs. Who cooks the best Italian food? This is a very good topic and I want to discuss it with you. Hi and welcome to Vincenzo's Plate, the place where you get to learn how to cook delicious Italian meals. And today we find out who is the master of Italian cooking. The first question is, are Nonna's classic recipes better than the chef's modern recipes? Okay, let's start this first point. Okay, point number one is, are the classic Nonna's recipes better than the modern chef's recipes? Okay, this is what you need to know, okay? Nonnas are the best because they are the best, but they are the best because they cook local traditional dishes. Nonnas cook what it was passed down from their mothers and their grandmothers, okay, and great-grandmothers, okay? So they keep traditions alive. By saying this, okay, and this is, I'm generalizing here, okay, generalizing. There are some nonnas who don't do this, who can do more, but most of the nonnas, they can only cook what they learned from their mothers or grandmothers and what is local, okay? To give you an example, not all grandmothers can make carbonara. Carbonara is from Rome. Grandmothers in Rome can make a good carbonara. Yeah, understand? A nonna who lives in Florence, who grew up in Florence, is not the right person to make you the carbonara. The nonna from Florence will be making you fantastic dishes from Florence that the nonna from Rome cannot do, okay? Now there are nonnas, of course, who can make other dishes, they read books, watch TV, and that's fine. But the nonna is very proud of the local traditional food. And that's what we love about going to Nonna and have that dish that only Nonna can make, okay? That dish that you can try and replicate it, it will never taste as good as Nonna, okay? By saying this, I want to tell you that, like, for example, my Nonna, she's not a dessert person. Like, she can't do tiramisu. I make a better tiramisu than her. Because she didn't grow up having tiramisu. That was not something for her. What the modern chefs can do, okay, they use modern flavors. They use more creativity. They mix more ingredients, okay? For example, my Nonna makes the best gnocchi. And gnocchi are sensational. But for Nonna, the only way to have gnocchi, it is with a tomato sauce, which is incredible. Nonna's gnocchi with a tomato sauce is in my top 3 best dishes, okay? Why would you do something else? I like to have gnocchi with cream. I like to have gnocchi with porcini mushroom, sausages. I like to do different things, okay? But still, Nonna's flavors are the best. But what the modern chefs are gonna do with the gnocchi, they create different dishes so we can be creative, we can keep exploring. So the modern chefs, by using these new techniques, new flavors, they keep Italian food evolving, okay? Creative. And this is the same for other cuisines, which is very good. Creativity is so important. We need to be creative. That's why Italian cuisine will never stop creating. Every day there are new dishes, okay? But the Nonnas is there to keep the classics, tradition alive. Like I said, gnocchi from Nonna are the best. I will choose that forever. But I do want to have new flavors as well with the gnocchi, okay? Nonnas are there to protect the traditions, okay? To protect who we are, where we are from. When you travel to that region, you want to enjoy that flavor, and the Nonna is there to do it. When the Nonnas are not around anymore, there will be new chefs evolving the dish. So, is this traditional dish gonna be around for a long time? We don't know. But at Vincenzo's Plate, we do like to keep these traditions alive before we create. Do we need the creativity? Yeah. Do we need the traditions? Yeah. But we need to learn the tradition before we create, okay? They need to work together. I'll give you an example. This is point number 2, where I give you examples. Where I'm from, the region of Abruzzo, in the province of Teramo, they make spaghetti meatballs. Wait. Not big meatballs, they're small meatballs. The recipe is on my channel. So it's handmade thick spaghetti called spaghetti alla chitarra. They are spaghetti, square, thick. And then you make mini meatballs, tiny mini meatballs, okay? That you cook it differently to the normal meatballs and it's beautiful. It's in my top 4. That's my best 4, okay? Because my favorite dish is spaghetti vongole. Second is Nonna stimballo, which is a lasagna made with crepes. Third is Nonna's gnocchi. Fourth is Nonna spaghetti alla chitarra with mini meatballs. But maybe it's in the top 3. It's hard to tell. Basically, the spaghetti alla chitarra with mini meatballs are made with the sauce. Sauce, Parmigiano Reggiano. Sensational. Delicious. But what's happening now in the province of Italy, okay? I went to my favorite restaurant, which is on top of the mountains, beautiful. And the chef there is middle-aged. She created the same recipe, okay, using the mini meatballs, no tomato sauce, adding porcini mushrooms, and I believe she's probably putting butter to make it a little bit, I don't know, creamier. So it is still the same technique, but no sauce, with extra porcini mushrooms and some herbs as well. They put herbs. Do I like that dish? Oh God, yeah, I love it. In fact, it's my favorite dish. When I go to the restaurant, I always eat that. Okay, I go to the restaurant to eat it. I love that dish and I can't stop eating it, okay? But I know the difference between my Nonna's one, which I put it in the top 4, and this dish that I probably put in my top 10, okay? Which I do love, but it will never be as good as my Nonna's spaghetti and meatballs. Do you understand my point? I hope you do. Point number 3, is Nonna's way of thinking the right way? You know, we just do traditional, I only do this. I don't put porcini mushrooms in my gnocchi. I don't put cream in my gnocchi. Is that correct? It's not correct, okay, because we do need to be creative, we need to evolve, we need to do other things, but for a Nonna, it is correct, because she is there to remind us the traditions, to remind us how the dish is made, to remind us what the region of Italy is about, the city of Italy is about. It's reminding you, grandkids, to go there at Nonna's house for lunch and you eat that dish that you can only experience at Nonna, okay? But if you don't get that recipe from Nonna, this will end, this will finish. So no, I don't want to stop creativity. But yes, we do need to listen to Nonna if you want to keep those beautiful traditions alive. Point number 4, how do we keep those traditions alive? Well, I'm trying to do my best with my YouTube channel to share classic recipes, to show you how to make these traditional dishes, okay? I'll do my best. Some people don't understand it, some people maybe understand. I am all about creativity and I like to put my twist. But we need to understand that traditions are important because it's the history, the culture that represent the city, the region, the country, you know, it's in a dish. So if I'm going to make a particular dish, okay, my way, and I call it the traditional way, there is a problem there, okay? Let's say I want to make a matriciana, again, a dish from Rome. And what I'm doing is, instead of using the tomato sauce and the guanciale, you know, those ingredients, I replace the tomato sauce with cream, I replace the guanciale with bacon, and then I add peas. I cannot call it a matriciana anymore, you know, I have to call it a creamy matriciana with no sauce. I don't know, we need to come up with a name, which is fine to come up with this recipe. I can do that, okay? But what if I don't know what a matriciana is like? What if I am my grandson, who I never met my grandmother, and doesn't know how to make a matriciana? So what I'm trying to say here is, let's keep the traditions alive. Let's learn tradition first, and then we can create. What are the modern chefs doing? They want to be creative. They want to do something fancy so they can sell it for more. They can win these awards, and it's a show now, right? Like being a chef, it's a show. But I'm not generalizing here. There are some great chefs out there who are all about the local flavors, and I respect them. There are some chefs who are so creative and they're amazing, and I respect them. I respect the chefs. But it's a challenge to be a chef today. You need to evolve. You need to be so different, and people, us who go to the restaurant, we're demanding too much, okay? We always want something incredible, and we say, we pay, I want this, and I want the universe. It's very hard for chefs, okay? But what the chefs need to also understand is that the tradition needs to be reminded, okay? Because people who go to restaurants, 50% of these people don't eat at home, okay? So what's going to happen to the new generations, okay? They don't know what a matriciana is like. It's a bit sad if people don't know what a matriciana is like, okay? So I like to keep those traditions alive, not because I'm old-fashioned, well, I am old-fashioned. I like to do this because I want these traditions to be part of my life, part of my legacy, and my family can continue doing it, but I do want my family to be creative, okay? I do want my family to be creative because creative, it's the most important thing when you cook. Point number 5, pro and cons. Now, the pro with the Nonnas is that they are keeping the traditions alive, and it's the best thing that we can do, Nonnas. Thank you. Thank you, Nonnas. The cons, Nonna, you need to respect creativity, you need to let people create, okay? But do not use the same name as a traditional dish, okay? So if the restaurant is making spaghetti with meatballs without the sauce, it's sensational, it's creative, okay? But the chef knows where the spaghetti meatballs come from, and they know the traditions of it, okay? Do not put big meatballs, please. Chefs, pro and cons. Chefs can cook for so many people, can be innovative, creative, they know how to mix more flavors, they can do pretty much everything. So the chefs are very important for us because they are changing the way the universe is eating, okay? Cons, chefs have so much pressure on because they always need to do something new. They are actually in charge of the future and what's going to happen in the future, okay? So we can't just have fine dining or good-looking dishes. We need to remember where the dish is from. We need to remember who we are, where we come from, and we need to protect our local flavors. So, chefs out there, try to bring some more traditional dishes to your menu. Why don't we do half traditional menu, half modern? Why don't you have a menu where you say traditional Italian dishes made the right way, and then you say modern, fine dining, whatever you want to call it, flavors, so people can choose. Okay, I can go to my favorite restaurant. If today I want to have a classic tortellini dish from Bologna, I can have it. But on the menu, I also have the option to have modern tortellini flavors made by me. So I can have that too. But give me the options, okay? Just give me the options. That's what I would say. So please, guys, let me know what you think of this. I really am excited about this topic, and I can talk about this forever. Write a comment below, ask questions. Let's continue this conversation, and let's see what we can do. Maybe we can change the world and the way we eat. And this is the same for Chinese food, Japanese, Greek, or Lebanese, or whatever, Portuguese, any food, okay? Mexican. So this is something that I think every nationality is probably feeling, okay? I don't believe it's just me. So thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you on the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe or reaction video. E ora si mangia! Vincenzo's Plate!